Okay, this is a quick tutorial on how to make a KZ map. First thing you want to do, go to Steam and find Counter-Strike Global Offensive SDK. Install it, and then launch it. When you have it launched, click on Hammer World Editor and let it load. After that's done, just close it. Next, we're going to go to Hammer++. We're going to click on the first link, go to Downloads. We're going to scroll all the way down till we see this massive warning. We're going to click on Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It's going to download a folder. We're going to extract it. Once we have it extracted, we're going to go inside, go to bin, and we're going to copy both of these files into the bin of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or Counter-Strike 2 now. We're going to go to Steam, browse local files, go into bin, and then we're just going to drag and drop both of those files into the bin of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I've already done this, so I'm not going to do that. Once you've done that, you can scroll all the way down and find the Hammer++ exe. Just open it, you're going to get a warning, press no. Once you have it loaded, go to File, New, create a new map, Control S to save the new map. We're going to create a skybox, so I'm going to click on the block tool, which is a big white block. Then I'm going to create a block of size of approximately 1024 by 1024 by 1024. We need to select the texture that the block's going to have, so I go to Browse in the Texture option. I'm going to type in Skybox in the filter, scroll all the way down, and click on that big blue one. I'm going to press Enter. We can't see it from the inside because it's not hollow. As you can see, we've made the box. To make it hollow, while we have it selected, we're going to go to Tools and then Make Hollow. In here, we're going to type in -32 to make it hollow. Now, if you press Z on that first window, you can move in with WASD and you can go inside and you can see that it's hollow. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make some blocks that we can stand on. I click on the block tool again, then I create a block of smaller size inside of my skybox. Everything needs to be inside the skybox. I press Enter to create the block. Then I want to change this texture because I don't want it to have a skybox texture. So I browse for a stone texture. I find one I like. Then I click on the Apply Current Texture to the block, which is like a big brown square. Now I want the sides to have a different texture than the top. So I click on the Texture Apply tool, and then I found a texture I like and I right click on the faces that I like. You can hold Shift and drag a block to copy and paste it. And now I'm going to create some spawns. So I've grabbed the Entity tool, which is like a little white pawn from chess, and I'm going to rotate them. I'm creating two of them, one for counter terrorist and one for terrorist. So you can click on the 2D views to change to a rotating. I'm going to go into their properties and change one to be the counter terrorist. Also, they can't be inside or too close to walls/grounds or they'll bug out and they won't let you spawn. Now I'm going to create a light. So I'm going to create another entity and then search for the class light environment. And I'm going to hit apply. Now you can go on the internet and look up csgo skyboxes and you'll find a list of skies that you can select. I like Sky Venice, so that's what I'm going to pick for my skybox. I copy and paste those two values into the properties of the light environment, or all of the values that I found in that row, just because they're sort of optimal. You can mess with them, but these usually work pretty well. Next, I'm going to change the skybox. I'm going to go to Map, Mapping Properties, and change the name to Sky Venice. A Hammer++ feature is that you can click on that button that I just clicked on to disable the skybox and actually view your sky. Next, I want to make a 240. So the best way I can think of to do this is you just make a block of size 240, and then to measure it out, you can refine the grid size by clicking the button in your top left corner with the minus or plus to increase the grid size or decrease it. and then I'm going to create blocks on both sides of the 240 that I just made, and then delete the block, and I've just made a 240 gap. Lastly, with one of my blocks selected, I'm gonna click on the clipping tool, and I'm gonna clip the sides of it just to make it fancy, I guess. The white is the section that will stay after the clipping has happened, and you can left click to cycle through it. Next, I'm going to group some objects, so I can select both of them, right click, and select group. If I only want to edit one of the things in the group, I can click the group ignore button. Next thing I'm going to do is make some KZ buttons, so I'm going to create a block. And I'm going to press Control T to turn it into an entity, and I'm gonna look for a func button. Once I have that, I'm gonna go to the name of the func button, and I'm gonna call it climb start button for the start button and climb end button for the end button. Now to build the map, I'm gonna click on the build map button. I'm gonna use these options. They should work fine. This is a really small map, so it should compile super quickly, and it did. I'm gonna now your BSP file is gonna save in an interesting place, probably where your VMF is. So you'll want to move it into your csgo maps folder. Once you've moved it, you can open the terminal or the console in csgo and load up your map. Once you've loaded up your map, probably want to kick the butt and set SVGs to 1 so you can play it. Don't mind the button moving. Yeah. And then you can hit this 240 like a boss.